achievement, really, you know, when you say achievement, that means people are talking of achievement. What do you achieve in football? I would say I made a name for my country. That was what I achieved. I made a name for my country and for myself. I would say my president was not interested in sport, in football really, probably athletics, because there was one time my president, Kenyatta, we had a game at Harambee Stars, and when he came there, he was guest of honor, and then we were beaten thoroughly by Ugandan, by this team from Ghana. We were really beaten thoroughly, and then he was wondering where one of the athletes was, somebody who runs, and he was asking, where is Joe Kadenge? It's not on the pitch. Why is it that my team is being beaten badly? You know, when people said, Mzee, Kipchoge is not here because he's not a footballer, he's an athlete. So that's why he's not playing today. So the president was not very happy, and he did not even wait for the game to end. He had to disappear and go away. If I tell you, I had many friends. People loved me.
Exactly.
But you know, sometimes when you are a good player, sometimes other players don't like you because they think they are useless and you are the best and people like you. But I had many friends. But I can remember during my playing career, and that is in 1950-60, I had one friend who was, his name was Peter, and unfortunately he died about 6 years ago. He's the one who used to be a great friend of mine. He was playing number 6, he was the captain, and I was playing on the right wing. And when we were on the pitch, we had signs. When he makes a sign, and our signs was to shout to me in a way that I knew it was him, and the same to me. So when he hit the ball, he would shout to me a signal, and that ball I would not pass it to anybody else because he's free and he wants that ball. I will also pass to him. And again, when I'm free and I want a ball from him, when he has got the ball, he will pass it to me. He will not give to anybody else. And we used to stay together in one room. You know, when you are in camp, all those players, you choose who you should stay with, so that you can be talking stories about football, what you are going to do on the pitch. So he was one, but he died about, as I told you, about 6-7 years ago. And he was a good friend of mine. But from Nakuru, we were in Nakuru by then, not in Nairobi here, in Nakuru.
Okay.
Yes. National team is only one.
Exactly.
And that is Kenya.
Yes.
But clubs, I started playing for a club in Nakuru. That was Minister of Works. That's the club I played for in Nakuru. You could not play for 2 clubs. You would only play for 1 club. So I was playing for Minister of Works in Nakuru. They used to call it PWD, Public Works. I played for it in 1950s. And then after that, I came to Nairobi. I played for Maragod United in Mara. I played for Maragod. You know, I didn't play for many clubs. I played for Maragod, and then later on, I was one of the founders who formed the FC Lepers, Abaluya, in 1964. So those are the clubs I played for. Big difference because I used to play for passion. I used to love football and playing it for myself, for my country, and for people to make people happy. When I go on the pitch, I want them to be very happy to see Kadenge playing football, even if I lose. But the fans who came to cheer me should go home when they are happy. they must be very happy that we went to see football, but Kadenge really made us happy. These days, people have got money. People are getting money. You must go and play so that you are, even when you are on the pitch, you are wondering how much are they going to pay us. When you see a big crowd, you are calculating yourself. I think I'm going to get so much money for myself. But me, I didn't have that in mind, because those days it was whatever somebody gives you, even if it is 50 bob, you are happy. You are happy. He gives you something to catch a bus or to buy a mandasi, you are happy. But these days, if somebody gives you 50 bob, you will abuse it. You will say, what are you doing? You want to get some good money from them. So our days we had nothing. We loved football, and I think that's why I'm saying we enjoyed playing during our olden days. People who formed it is FC Leopards. Still I support them. That I'm still an FC fan.
And what happened?
But I love football. If I go to the pitch, to the stadium, Nyayo Stadium, and I find teams playing, I love to see good football. Because I love football. So I love to see good football on the pitch. I don't want to say favorite player. I've got so many favorite players, very many, and those who played during olden days. But my favorite team is Manu. And ask me Manu why. I'm telling you, Manu is my favorite from many years. Even probably before you were born. Because I used to support Liverpool. But there was something which happened to Manchester, and then I became their supporter.
The Munich air crash?
Correct. So, you know, Munich air crash, 1958. When players died, the air crashed and the players died. Those days I was really a top player in this country. Kadenge was a top player in this country, Kadenge and people. So when they had that accident, I was really touched. And then all players died, you know that. So when players died, I really thought, and I said, now, who is going to take care of the orphans, you know? After dying, at least it's just like a father dying and you leave your children. So the team died and left the children. So I said, who is going to take care of them? So I said, I must support them. I must be part of them. Yeah. So I started supporting Manu from 1958 up to this time. They lose, they win, it is still my team. So you can imagine, you can see. I don't know whether you would support me for that. Because there are some people who love teams because they are playing well. They play well and they play badly, they are bad at the teams. So me, I support Manu up to this time. I think that was a good tournament, I'll tell you. It was introduced by Wazungu during those days. And it was only for Uganda, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Tanganyika, and Kenya. And it was a very nice tournament. Only for 5 teams. I'm telling you, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Kenya, and Uganda. 14. We have 4 or 5. There are 4. There are 14. I think it was nice. It was beautiful, you know, and it used to have big names in football. You know, when people say we are going to see Lidonde, we are going to see Kadenge, we are going to see Situma, we are going to see Omari, we are going to see Hosseini, we are going to, you know, from Tanzania, you need big names. These days when we go on the pitch here to go and watch football, you know, we don't have those big names. You know, big names, and it used to be, you have a big name and you are a damn good player. But these days, those names are not there. And even those days, you could even arrange your team for the Ugandans. You would know who is going to play for Kenya. You can name from goalkeeper up to number 11. But these days, that is no longer there. So Gossage Cup was a big cup. It was a nice, people loved it. I hope we had already, but anyway, we have got now teams coming from Ethiopia, from where, you know. This was actually East Africa tournament. I'm not the first person to put on Godfather hat, but always people ask me why did I put on a Godfather. I think I was, when I was playing football in 1958, when I beat all the Ugandans with that beautiful goal, you know, our guest of honor was the governor of Kenya, Sir Evan Barry. He came to watch the football match at City Stadium. So when I scored the goal, when I beat the defenders and I scored the goal, he had a hat. And then when I scored the goal, he removed his hat and he threw it on the pitch. And then fans ran for it. Everybody wanted to have that hat. So I thought, oh, that was a nice thing that the governor did. So that moved me to say that I should buy a hat for me because that was actually a support that the governor had given me to throw a hat on the pitch. So I said, let me be having a hat, let me buy a hat. So since that time I've been having this Godfather hat. And I've got many, not only one. I've got many because I like putting on a hat. And if I don't put on my hair, my head is empty, it's naked. So I always like putting on a hat. I remember I went to Brazil and we had not been paid allowances. And then we went to Brazil and then an official came to Brazil to pay players because we left the country without players being paid allowances. And they went to Brazil. And an official promised to come and pay allowances there. Now, I don't know what he wants, because if you leave your family for 1 month without nothing, you know, they will be suffering. So we told them to come to Brazil, pay us there, and then we can see how best we can send the money to the family of the players at home. So an official came to Brazil, he paid them allowances. You know what I did? I had to fly from Brazil with money to come and pay to the players. You must obey your family, your people, your parents. Your parents are very important for you because they brought you to this earth and you should not let them down. So I request boys, young boys, please, discipline is very, very, very important in this country.